In 59.
1959? What?
Yeah.
Why did you decide to buy a home?
Well, if you buy a home, well, you can soon get it paid for, and then you run out. Won't have to be paying no rent, man.
Yeah. When will this house be paid for?
Well, now the salesman said when he sold it, it would be paid for in 10 years, but it don't show it on the contract.
Did the contract did not have a payoff date on it?
No, it don't have a payoff date on it.
What did the salesman tell you when you bought
Well,
it?
the salesman said it would pay out in 10 years.
Have they got in touch with you?
No one ever contacted me anyway.
Do you have a deed for your house?
No, all I have is a passbook, that's all.
Have they been keeping payments listed in your passbook?
Well, yes, whenever I send it in, but I haven't sent it in since last September.
Why is that?
Well, I just didn't take the time to send it in. It was kind of difficult when I sent it in before. It taken a whole month before I got it back, so I just didn't hurry by sending it back.
Yeah. Well, since the property changed hands, has anything been any different?
Well, that's when they kept it a whole month. The passbook beforehand, while whenever I'd sent it, why I got it back immediately.
You have been making payments?
Yeah, I have the receipts for every one that is made since September.
Since 1959?
Yeah, since 1959.
Did you ever miss any payments?
No, haven't missed a one.
Did they tell you anything about when they would give you your deed?
No, wasn't nothing said about a deed.
When it's paid off, you're supposed to get a deed.
Yeah, supposed to get a deed.
Have they ever told you when it will be paid off?
No, they didn't say.
Do most of the people in the neighborhood have contracts similar to yours?
Well, yes, some of them have, and I don't know about all of them, but I think they feel just about like I feel. They begin to get worried about the situation. We haven't had, since it changed hands, we haven't had anyone to come down and talk about it, to tell us anything.
Miss Brooks, how long have you lived here?
We've been waiting since 59.
Since 1959? Are you buying or renting?
We're supposed to be buying.
Why do you say you're supposed to be buying?
Well, that's the way that we started to, that's the way it was when we moved down here.
And are you buying now? Do you know when your payments will terminate? Do you know when you'll own your house?
No, I don't.
You don't have any idea when you'll own your house?
No, I don't.
I know there's a question of receiving their deeds. Do you have any idea what the difficulty is there?
As I have told the people themselves, Mr. Chambers has inherited a situation which was in existence many years before he ever even knew the property. The properties were mostly sold on contract of sale. It was a setup engineered by the former builder of all that locale, Mr. J.H. Weissenberger. Mr. Weissenberger was of the old school. He thought that life should be all rather primitive in a fashion. He built these houses with no thoughts of utilities, and they're still in the same condition, only they are. And so far we don't have the utilities. We have the same utilities are there that were there when he built.
Yeah, well, on the matter of the deeds, do you have records which indicate precisely when their loans will be paid off and when they would receive their
records
deeds?
are available to anyone who wants to inquire. 2610 Reuter is the office Mr. Chambers' office.
And will they be able to tell each individual homeowner when his loan will be paid down?
I'm sure, I don't suppose that they have it, like I say, we had just inherited the books that came from Weissenbergers, and I'm sure they haven't got each individual one figured out, but any bookkeeper is welcome to check books.
Well, since some have been paying for more than 10 years, is it possible that some of the people have already paid off their loans but simply don't know about it because the records have been confused?
I doubt it very much. We, just this last 2 years, we have given several deeds to people who would know they had paid off. I mean, who would come to us and finish paying off, and they were closely checked.
Who would they be?
Well, that's a sort of sudden question. I can't remember the exact names right now. I could get those names for you.
Let's see. How did Mr. Chambers come to buy the property out there?
Well, it was up for sale for quite a while, and it was such a pig in a poke, so to speak, and a gamble for anybody that would buy it. It took a long time to sell that piece of property. Mr. Chambers was willing to take a gamble. He knew the hazards, and he was very unfamiliar with the locale. I suppose that I just sold him a bill of goods. I was the agent on it. And he's been stuck with it, and I think he's probably been sorry because the controversial nature of the whole thing has descended right on him.
You say that's a controversial type of contract,
It
contract
is.
of sale?
It is. It's not, I don't think it's a good way to sell a piece of property. No one does. The title companies are particularly against this method of selling.
If you think this is an unfair way to do business with the people, why do you and Mr. Chambers continue?
Mr. Chambers would like to give deeds in return for a deed of trust, very gladly, but it's an expensive thing to do, particularly on as many pieces of property as are involved. If by chance the city would help the people get their water and sewer, then it would be indicated, the time would be indicated for him to go ahead and go to that expense to draw up all the legal papers. That's an expensive process, though. Each individual one has to be, I mean,
in other words,
it's not a mass deal.
For these people to get their deeds at the
Oh,
time
yes,
they
gladly.
come due, it's
He
going
would
to
gladly give
require
their
an awful
deeds.
lot of money.
But it would require a lot of money to do all this legally, and that's the only way he would care to do it, of course.
Is that going to handicap him in his efforts to give them deeds?
If he doesn't, as long as the city refuses to give the water and sewer service, his investment is hampered. He doesn't have a paying situation. His payments are not even near what they should be. He's the collections are terrible because of the situation. No way of being comfortable in a place where there's no water or sewer.
In other words, he's having a
terrible
making
time.
his own payments for the
Very
property
terrible.
which he bought.
And he has excused many people for not making their payments because I suppose more of the controversial nature of the whole thing, and then he's just not the kind of man who would like to take anybody's property away from them.